Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion. Today is very auspicious day, 21st February 2025, Friday. Friday. So we're going to continue our discussion on Nectar of Instruction, the detailed studies, and that's what they call the thesis of Pujapat Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay, the title of this book is Bhaktiyaloka, and today we're going to discuss the final part of the fault. All right, there's a sixth fault that will destroy your bhakti. Today we are discussing the final part, part 2. Okay, so Laulyam, part 2. Okay, so before we start, let's do our invocation prayer to get mercy and blessings from all the previous acharyas and preceptors with their mercy, that we can dwell into these studies deeply, and whatever secrets that we're supposed to know, let it be revealed to us. All right. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale. Sorry. Om Majnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vidamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravadi Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachari Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadaine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Prema Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambu Jayate Namaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhume Swarni Desta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Sri Jagannataya Te Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gauratise Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So I'm so excited again to meet and to discuss on this topic of Bhaktiyaloka. I hope that all of us, or everyone is benefiting a lot from these studies and subjects. All right. So like the most important part of these studies is not simply by learning it in a what way, theoretical way. The most important is to practice what we have learned. Practice. So that's why I'm saying, if those who have not started your journal, please start immediately by today. All right, go and get a book. It's not a tough thing to do. You're not writing a diary. You're not going to write a diary so that people in the future are going to read, or you do not need even to hide it. You just are doing you are checking and balance your daily activity. What have I done today and how I can improve it? What have I done yesterday and today, how I can improve my life based on what I've learned in Bhaktiyaloka, Nectar of Instruction, and also Bhagavad Gita, Gita Gyan and all this. Because my dear Prabhus and mothers, let me tell you something. We are already started Nectar of Instruction and we have completed. And now we are going to Bhaktiyaloka. Bhaktiyaloka means we are going deeper into Nectar of Instruction. And there will be high possibilities of us not going back to that book forever. Okay, we have already gone through this book. No need to go through this book. All right. There is a high possibilities of doing that. So while we are studying it on every day, let it enjoy it, let it internalize it as much as we can. All right. Once and for all, let's go for a bullseye. Just like you are given gulab jamun. Gulab jamun is a kind of sweet. It's a very wonderful sweet. It's made from a flour, fry in a ghee, then, fry in milk, I think, then fry in the ghee, then soak in sugar syrup. Oh, amazing. Talking about it, my mouth start watering already. So, whenever we eat food, what we do, we immediately take and eat, right? But whenever we want to relish this gulab jamun, halwa, or even ice cream, okay. For those who don't know what is gulab jamun, let's talk about ice cream. Let's say you're enjoying ice cream. How do you eat ice cream? Yeah, when the ice cream is served, you do not immediately take a scoop and poop into your mouth. Usually they don't do that. That's why for ice cream they give you a small stick. Why? Because it's supposed to be relish. Take a small scoop, put it in your tongue, and let it melt, and you're relishing it. Wow. Then again, take another one, put it in your mouth, enjoy every moment. Right? We are not trying to enjoy at the end of the ice cream or in the mid of the ice cream, halfway, but every scoop that melts in your tongue, you are relishing it. You are enjoying it. Yes or not? Similarly, even for the sweets. That's why sweets, they don't give you like rice. They give you only a small amount. Because if you eat more than that, you'll puke. You'll vomit. Right? So, you just take a little, but you relish. Wow! Similarly, please relish Nectar of Instruction. Now, Bhaktiyaloka, relish it. Every sentence that melts in your mind. It goes into your mind and your mind starts melting. All right? Your intelligence starts melting. So, and how to relish it? Like ice cream, you have to take it out. You have to open a cover. You have to take the stick, scoop it, and put it into your mouth and wait for it to melt. When the things start melting, it gives you so much of pleasure. So that means practical experience. Just by talking about ice cream, it doesn't give pleasure. I can say, oh, I can talk about ice cream, I can talk about gulab jamun, but it doesn't give you pleasure. The pleasure is when you experience it. And how are you going to experience it? Through activity. That means the activity is you're taking it, you're taking the stick out, you're opening the cover, you're dipping it and putting it into your mouth. So the activity of peeling, scooping, and put it in your mouth. And that's when the full pleasure is experienced. Similarly, we have to experience Bhaktiyaloka. We have to experience the Bhakti. Not merely by just learning it every morning, come for 2 hours, just listen to the nice talk and go. It's not that. Of course, it also gives you pleasure to the senses, right? But if you're going to experience it, if you're going to take it, scoop it, and put it in your mouth and let it melt, that means you're going to take this principle and start to apply it. Huh? And the feeling of you getting it, the reciprocation, it is unbelievable taste. It's unbelievable ecstasy. It's unbelievable ecstasy. Because it's not written by not any other ordinary person. It's written by Bhaktivinoda Thakura, who is also a Manjari, a personal associate of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, how to experience this Bhaktiyaloka is by making a journal. What did I do today? Yesterday, what I've done. So today, first thing in the morning, I wake up, I open my journal, I check. This is all the things. Okay, how can I rectify it? Through the understanding of Bhaktiyaloka and Nectar of Instruction. Oh, I put in Nectar of Instruction. Oh, I should have to. Oh, that means I spoke too much. Right? And I wasted my time. Oh, I couldn't chant my 16 rounds. Why? because I wasted my time on Facebook. I just want to know what is happening. Right? Then after that, it went to next, it went to Instagram, went to this TikTok and all these things. And eventually I wasted 3 hours of my time browsing. All right. So now today, when I look back, I say, oh, I've done this. That means I have became a victim of Prajalpa. Unnecessary talking and unnecessary this thing, because that also still called Prajalpa. All right. Therefore, if today, if suddenly that desire just want to open this thing and want to look at the Facebook, immediately you just think, well, look here, yesterday you went and did this, Prajalpa, and because of that, the effect is you couldn't finish your rounds. You have wasted a time that you're supposed to relish Krishna Nam, the holy name of Krishna, which is so relishable. I wasted it just because I want to browse internet, browse to see something, what people are doing. Actually, all the social media is boasting. Oh, what is my life like? Look at the house I buy. Look at the place I travel. Look at the lifestyle I'm living. All these are boasting. People are boasting about their life. And all these are artificial. I give you one example. Like for instance, when we say, when we send a message to a devotee, sometimes say Hare Krishna Prabhu or Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. What is Dandavat? Danda means stick. I fell like a stick at your lotus feet. That is called Dandavat. Right? Dandavat. Or secondly, also there's another term that we all usually use is Pamho. Please don't use this kind of short form. Okay, we say, please accept my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna devotee, please accept my humble obeisances. Then after that, we also say, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. All right, artificial. I mean, all these when we in the WhatsApp message, and we always used to send this. But when we get a chance to meet face to face, do we really mean what we have said in the WhatsApp group or WhatsApp? Do we really mean Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandavat Pranam? Sometimes when you see a devotee, when I see another devotee, just hi, Hare Krishna, just walk off. Right? All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Whenever we enter into a temple, the first thing is our attention to go to Srila Prabhupada. So immediately you go there and just glorify, my dear Prabhupada, because of your mercy, I'm here today. And you have to fall Dandavat for Prabhupada and go around 3 times if you have an opportunity to go around. Like that. Then you have to enjoy every part of Srila Prabhupada. Look at his face, look at the expression, the grave looking. Then you go to the Lord. Then you say, then after that you see a devotee, Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept humble obeisances. Are you okay? Are you fine? But the problem is, outside Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept humble obeisances, Dandavat Pranam, this and that. But when you meet people, we just ignore. Right? Or sometimes in Facebook, oh, whenever someone posts, put the ha sign, or love sign, sad sign, and all these things. But when you meet face to face, ignore. All right? That's when I got the realization. I got a friend who always liked my post and I like his post. Very nice. But that day, I mean, not this year, but 2 years ago, Taipusam, when I met him face to face, he just looked at me, I looked at him, and I said, this guy looks so familiar. But he recognized me. He looked at me and he just nodded his head and just walked off. So that means we must understand Facebook, Instagram, and all these things, people are posting, and all these are artificial. There is no friendship in Facebook, and there's no friendship in all these things. All are artificial. All right? Some people will be looking at it. You think they are enjoying your boasting? No. They are having so much of irritation sometimes, or sometimes they are jealous. They are so jealous. Until people say, okay, today I'm leaving to England for 10 days. Then the thief will see, oh, the fellow got to England for 10 days. So he'll go into the house, take his own sweet time, supper, everything, and come on. Artificial, fake. Therefore, in fact, sometimes you also say, oh, I'm utilizing this Facebook and all these things because of spiritual life. Come on, you're not actually reading it. Think about it. If you don't believe, put it in your journal. I am browsing Facebook because I want to get updated from all the latest things about Hare Krishna and listen to all the speakers. Just it. And try to see for yourself. When sometimes people send you all this kind of long-winded message, don't even read it. Next. Or you say, I'll read later. Or sometimes when you go to the Facebook, when you start to see some that's why they start to create this thing called reels, shorts, all right? So within that few seconds, 30 seconds, they want to tell you what it is. So that's why people get addicted to reels compared to Facebook posting. Such a long-winded posting, nobody bothered to read. Right? That's why even the New Straits Times, even the Star paper coming out, all short messages. All right? But of course, in newspaper, they are long-winded talk. But here's short message. Then after that, down there, they put there, read more. If you want to read more, click that. So like that. So, oh, I want to improve my bhakti. I want to improve my sadhana by going to the Facebook. I'm not sure, but in my experience, I find it doesn't work. We are actually wasting our time. So like that, we are checking and balance our life. And through that, what we do, we are gradually, we are trying to improve. That's when we start to, okay, now Prajalpa, I know. Okay, sometimes when people are talking, right, suddenly I just interfere and I start to talk. And I annoy them. And people start to show, why is this one suddenly interrupting? Talk, and just go off. Then I start to realize, did they really appreciate what I said? Right? Then they say, then after that, they just look at you. Then after that, they continue talking. Or they say, okay, excuse me, we have to go. They just go somewhere else because they know that I've interrupted. I said, oh, I did that. Right? That means what I've done, Vacho Vegam, the urge of speech. Then suddenly I become angry for no reason. I'm driving, suddenly one floor enter. I get so angry, I honk at him and chase him. All right? So, Krodha Vegam, uncontrolled anger. Okay? And suddenly he said, okay, all right, I've been doing all these things life. No, okay, I'm enjoying myself. Okay, I've been controlling myself from not doing it. Okay, just once in a while, let me go and do it. All right? Just once, say sometimes something that you are controlling, once in a while, the term once in a while is the most dangerous thing, All right, I've been a vegetarian all the while. Okay, once in a while, go take donut. I love donut. But I know, just go to the donut shop. I say, is it vegetarian? Yes. No egg, no egg. But the donut is beside a curry puff, a chicken curry puff. Right? It is vegetarian, but it's beside chicken curry puff. And you see that take that the spade, take the spoon, take the chicken curry puff. Then after you want donut, and he use that same spoon, take the donut for you. Then in your heart, you say, okay, once in a while. So you write down. You feel guilty, but you write down. I have done this. So you check exit. See, Manasa Krodha Vegam. So the demand of the mind. Okay, Vacho Vegam, Manasa. Manasa Vegam. Manasa Vegam means the demand of the mind. Right? So you know you shouldn't do it, but the mind says, okay once in a while. So now you know, okay, I've done it. Now I have to rectify it. So when we can do that thing, we can rectify ourselves on a daily basis. That's when it shows that we are actually acting as a human being. Because a human being, it is is an entity that is above the entire hierarchy. We are above everything. Even when you look at the Devaloka, all the Devas would like to come to the Earth, planet Earth, because they say it is easier to practice bhakti here compare even in heavenly planet. Because in heavenly planet is full of enjoyment. Every day is party. You see beautiful girls will be dancing, apsaras, and Gandharvas will be singing so nicely. When you see beautiful girls dancing and you listen to some soothing music, how are you going to practice bhakti? Bhakti means what? Using all your senses for the satisfaction of the Lord. That's it. That's what we have read yesterday, right? How are we going to this thing? So the agitation of the mind, the agitation of the intelligence. All right. So then this is the intelligence, then it's divided further. So that means we are utilizing our gross material senses in order to apply and achieve the highest success. So we are using the gross body, this dirty gross body we are utilizing to achieve the highest success in Krishna Bhakti. So there's agitations of the intelligence, agitations of that thing. So we have studied very systematically. And those who have not listened to that, okay, like yesterday, Channel Lakshmi Mataji was not there. So so what I suggest, those who missed yesterday's class, please go and watch that class because very important. So with that thought, so let's start today's program on Bhaktiyaloka, Laulyam Part 2. Okay. So a quick recap. So the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment. The embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, though the taste for sense object remains. So even the person who are controlling is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 259. though the taste for the sense object remains. So, okay, now I try to control my senses, all right? I am restricted, but the taste for that still remains. But ceasing such engagement by experiencing higher taste. So what is the best way? Ceasing such engagement by experiencing higher taste is fixed in consciousness, right? It's very nicely mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So that means even though that I want to control myself from not taking non-vegetarian food, but my my taste for that still remains. Sometimes whenever we smell, sometimes when we see some advertisement, sometimes the mouth will start watering. Okay, the attachment still there. But here Bhaktivinoda, but Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, right? But ceasing such engagement by experiencing higher taste. So when a person achieves higher taste, okay, ceasing means what? To stop this activity by experiencing higher taste. By getting higher taste, that's when he's fixed in consciousness. That's when he's fixed in a perfectly. So this is real self-control. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this is the real self-control. One should spiritualize. So one should spiritualize the senses. All right. So we have to spiritualize the senses and then control them with the mind. So we have to control the senses through the mind. And one should spiritualize the mind then and control the intelligence. So first we control the senses, spiritualize it, because if not, the senses will go haywire. First, the senses become spiritual. So once the sense becomes spiritual, then through that you control the mind. So when the mind becomes spiritual, then the mind controls the intelligence. Okay. So by this process, Laulyam, in the form of restlessness of the intelligent and mind, is vanquished. All right. So what is that? Laulyam. Laulyam means in the form of restlessness of the intelligent. All right. I shouldn't use, I mean, just like I said agitation, but the word Bhaktivinoda Thakur is restlessness of the intelligent and mind is vanquished. So restlessness of mind, intelligent is totally eradicated. When the intelligent is restless, all right. So now he says when the intelligent is restless, the mind cannot be fixed. You cannot fix your mind. Okay. When the intelligence is restless, these, then that, all right. So the restless, okay, the restlessness intelligent wanders. So restless intelligent wanders means it just simply go around. No, I wonder how, I wonder why. All right. I wonder this, I wonder how, I wonder why. This is very common. I wonder how the thing happened. I wonder how that rainbow starts. All right. Then suddenly there's a cause. Then the reaction will come. I wonder why this thing happened to me. Why this thing happened to me. So our intelligence keep wandering around. So we have to this thing. Sometimes in karma. So where our intelligence wander, sometimes it wanders in karma. Karma means activity. Sometimes in yoga, and sometimes in dry renunciation. All right. Suddenly you see, okay, today I want to fast for this 40 days for this something, right? Say like, okay, I'm fasting for Ayyappan, 40 days, terrible fasting. So it's a renunciation. So it's all dry renunciation, all right? And sometimes in dry knowledge, right? So dry knowledge, the knowledge which doesn't have any kind of feeling, all right? Suddenly I feel like, okay, I think I feel like reading the story about Trump, or I feel like studying about this, the life story about Gandhi, you know? All these are dry knowledge, unnecessary, useless, right? So to fix the mind, to fix the intelligence in bhakti is by giving up restlessness. So you should cannot be restless. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10-11, Canto 11, chapter 20, text 30 to 34, it mentioned here. We have read that, okay? Everything that we can achieve by fruitive activity. So everything that can be achieved, okay, through fruitive activity, penance, knowledge, detachment, or even mystic yoga, charity, religious duty, and other means of practicing life is easily achieved by my devotee through loving service unto me. So when we serve Krishna with so lovingly, so that means we achieve that all the things that we're supposed to achieve: penance, knowledge, detachment, mystic yoga, charity, religious duty, and all other things. All the things that are supposed to perfect your life. Your life is perfect if you practice all this. But you have a lot of branch. But throw away all that and just simply engage in loving service to Krishna. Everything is considered will be revealed to you. So if somehow or other, so now then Krishna mentioned, if somehow or other, if at all due to some situation, if my devotee desires promotion to heaven, liberation, or residence in my abode. Okay, why the word if somehow or other used? Because the devotee usually don't desire for all these kind of things, right? Because they know, they're so sure. Like for instance, say if you're a son of a king, you do not desire to get some pocket money from your father. Okay, your father is a king and you are a prince and you have your bodyguard, you have your servant and everything. You want to go out as you wish, you can come as you wish. So you usually we don't ask, hey daddy, father, can you give me some pocket money? I would like to go out and go for sightseeing. They don't need to do that. By default, everything is given. But if something very awkward situation, if the child asks the king for money, or similarly, if a pure devotee, what they call, desire for this kind of promotion, that means promotion to heaven, liberation, or even residence in my abode, like Vaikuntha or Goloka, what Krishna says, he easily achieves such benediction. Easily achieve such benediction. So you ask, he definitely will give it to you. All right, because my devotee, Krishna says, possesses saintly behavior and also deep intelligence. All right, and what they do, they completely dedicate themselves to me and do not desire anything besides me. So usually they do not desire anything else besides achieving Krishna. So that is why that we are all here studying this Bhaktiyaloka. Okay. Indeed, even if I offer them liberation, then after that Krishna continues, if I offer them liberation also from birth and death, they do not accept it. Okay, if Krishna appears, he says, okay, I'll give you a liberation of birth and death. No, I'm not interested. All right. So why? Because the devotees naturally what happened? Enjoy the pleasure of my service. That's why Krishna, Kaivalyam apunar bhavam. Vachanti api maya dattam kaivalyam apunar bhavam. So the devotee naturally enjoy the pleasure of my service. So this is what we have read yesterday. All right. So okay, let me read all this. Okay. So today we continue our today's this thing. Okay. Considering this. So considering what? Considering that the devotees naturally enjoy pleasure of my service and all this. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is continuing. The practicing devotee should give up Laulyam. All right. The practicing devotee should give up Laulyam. The practicing devotee should give up Laulyam in the form of restlessness and attain fixed intelligence in devotional service. All right. So do you all know what is Laulyam means, first of all? Do you remember?
Restlessness.
Huh?
Restlessness.
Okay. Another, what is the actual meaning of Laulyam? Because you are going, suddenly you'll be wondering, what is Laulyam?
Yearning.
Huh?
Yearning.
No, not gaining.
Ekam.
Ekam, yes.
Longing.
Longing, yes, longing. Ekam, longing and
Greed.
what is the next one?
Greed.
Greed. So longing and greed. Okay, longing. So that means we don't start longing. Ekam, right? So there's no longing and there's no greed. So that means what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, the practice you should give up longing or greed in the form of restlessness. Okay, when the restlessness will start to happen when we are longing for them. When my son going to come back to me, oh, I'm missing him so much. Why this thing happened to me, right? Oh, when the end of the month going to come, I need money to this thing because I cannot borrow money from anyone else. I'm just waiting. I can't wait for my salary to come out, longing. So when all these kind of longings start to happen, we become restless. All right. So we should give up Laulyam in the form of restlessness, but attain fixed intelligence in devotional service. Right. Another meaning of the word Laulyam is greed. Okay. Another meaning of Laulyam is greed. So all this while we are talking about longing. So now it's greed. All right. If greed is directed to other objects, then how can it be applied in relationship of Krishna? Right? If greed, that means we are very greedy for objects, then how can we apply this in relationship with Krishna? Right? Because first he says, Laulyam, longing. So the longing will stop, we will stop ek or longing, right? Longing, because longing creates lamentation. And lamentation creates pain. Pain creates frustration. And the frustration will develop into anger. And the anger that we cannot control, that turns into clothes. Then after that, it goes into depression. Right? And when going into depression, it will be loss of intelligence. When the thing loss of intelligence is what we have saw yesterday, that boy jumped into the man, not boy, jumped into the ocean, all right, and killed himself. Yesterday I posted in the group, right? Because loss of intelligence. So all this starts with longing, right? So longing. So then when we apply the longing to Krishna, okay, we are fixed in our mind, because what is our understanding? Once we become Krishna conscious, everything Krishna will take care. If today Krishna is limiting me with this kind of access, maybe he has his reason. Everything Krishna will look after. So that is the thing. But sometimes we also will be longing for Krishna's mercy. That is deeper part of bhakti that we'll study in Nectar of Devotion. All right. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, how the longing. But now just give you a small snapshot, right? Over this thing. So now we start to long for Krishna. Just how the gopis and the Radharani will be longing for him. Okay, they'll be longing. But that longing will happen, also come into lamentation. But that lamentation comes into depression. Right? And that depression can, lamentation can come to say, and that lamentation can come into frustration. Why I'm waiting is not coming. And that frustration can turn into anger. You can see Radharani's anger on Krishna and even the gopis. Amazing. I hope that we all can read that one day. Right? Then after that, after they start to show anger on Krishna. Then after they start to show anger on Krishna, then slowly they all will go into severe depression. In that severe depression, the gopis start to sing this song called Gopi Geet. Oh, I'm having a goosebump. If you have access to Gopi Geet, please read or sing that song. The songs of separation. They are so depressed, they start to look at the tree and they start to say, are you that Krishna? And they look at the cuckoo bird, why you sound like Krishna's flute? They are like a mad person going around hugging the tree and looking at the branches, and they go into severe depression in Bhakti. It's in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10, Canto 10. Right? Maybe if you all like it, you can just put a request. I just don't want to simply share. If you think, please share Gopi Geet, I would love to share that in the group. Because I really want to know people want to learn this about. What is it? It is a very song of lamentation. You know? When you read the song of lamentation, that is when, just like how that day I shared Bhaktivinoda, the bhajan, all these are lamentation. But the spiritual lamentation will increase your affection. So what is that? And increase the lamentation, and increase the mood of separation. And Krishna, and according to what the Sastra says, the worship in the mood of separation is the topmost worship. What is the mood of separation? What do you call that in Sanskrit? Can anyone tell me? What is the mood of separation? Anyone knows?
Vipralamba.
Vipralamba, exactly. Vipralamba. So which like who is that? Gaura Kishore. Gaura Kishore Prabhu Gaura Kishore Das Babaji. Acharya, what is his pranam mantra? Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtayo. Is very Vairagya, is very determined. Then Vipralamba Rasambode Padam Pujayate Namaha. So the translation is, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Guru Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, okay, who is renunciate personified, okay, that is what they call Sakshat Vairagya Murtai, okay, renunciation personified, is always merged in the feeling of separation and intense love for Krishna. Vipralamba Rasambode. Vipralamba, separation rasa, the love. All right. So like that. So Vipralamba. So now we have a positive side and the negative side. Okay. But that Vipralamba, we will be also be looking even in Nectar of Devotion. And also, if you have a chance to study Gopi Gita, all right. See, one by one ideas are coming. I think we won't be studying Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. So we are going deep into, I mean, anyway, supposed to be detailed studies. Anyway, let Krishna decide. We are just okay. So like that. So the spiritual longing and material longing is it. But the material longing comes into frustration that people commit suicide. Right? But the spiritual longing, it gives you so much of pleasure. The pain that can cause so much of transcendental pain, transcendental depression, until the gopis will go and jump into the river, wanted to commit suicide. You know the tilak that we are wearing here, Gopi Chandan, right? So what is a tilak? This is a place where all the gopis attempt suicide. All the gopis cannot stand Krishna. Hey, Krishna, I can't wait for you. And pum, they jump into the river to commit suicide. So that is the mud that you are applying as Gopi Chandan. Gopi Chandana, right? So anyway, but that is gives so much of pleasure. No pain at all. Then Krishna, there's a big, another long story, right? That is the, okay, now, but the greed. Now the greed is directed to other object. How can we apply to relation with Krishna? How can we distinct? So greed should be also carefully engaged. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur always using the word carefully engaged. That means we are not allowed to do it carelessly or whimsically. Carefully, right? Should be carefully engaged in the service of Krishna. How? Greed for material enjoyment should be conquered by above mentioned method. That is why it is said that the person who overcome by lust and greed cannot become pure through the process of yoga, beginning from yama, and they can as they can be serving Krishna. So what is this mean? So as above mentioned, what is above mentioned? Like this, everything can be achieved, right, by devotional service. That means through this, okay. So now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that greed for material enjoyment should be conquered. Greed for material enjoyment. How? By the above mentioned method. That is why it is said that a person who are overcome, when the person becomes victim of lust and greed, if you have lust and greed in your this thing, you can never become a pure through the process of, you can never become a pure devotee, or you cannot become pure person through the process of yoga, yama, niyama, and all this kind of yoga process. All right, meditation, breathing, what they call breathing, pranayama, yama, niyama, pranayama, all this kind of yoga process. Through this, it's not possible you can overcome. You can never be pure. But they can simply serving Krishna, they can achieve the highest benediction. Are you all following me on this? Okay. How? Now, the process is how they can serving, okay, by the above mentioned, the word is above mentioned here, method. That means by this method. So I believe that you all have a book. So please go and read back. How they spiritualize the senses, right? I know that I just make it smaller so that I can make this thing, right? So how? Right? Like this, may be restricted, okay? By experiencing higher taste is fixed in consciousness. That means this is the real sense control. One should spiritualize the senses and control them with the mind, and should spiritualize the mind and control the intelligence, and Laulyam in the form of restlessness and intelligence of the mind can be vanquished. Similarly, the same process Bhaktivinoda Thakur also is mentioning here that by above mentioned method, the method that we have read just now, or we discussed yesterday. Are you all following me on this? Anyone understand what I said?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, great. Now let's look at this. So, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Yamadibir Yoga Padai, Padai in Tamil word, right? The path of yoga. Not Tamil word, it's Sanskrit, but Tamil we also use that. Yamadibir Yoga Padai, Kamaloba Hato Muhu, Mukunda Sevaya Yatvat, Tatatmadda Na Samyati. This is true by practicing restraint. It is true that by practicing restraint of senses. Practicing restraint of senses means what? All right? Controlling. That means you are restraining. All right? Just like your child is pulling you, you're holding the child. Don't run. That means you're restraining the child. But how long can you hold the child? If the child is keep persistent, eventually you let it go. But just chase him back. Oh, do whatever you want. Oh, I want to go. No, hold. And he cannot. Just let go. Even a child. Can you think you can restrain your mind? Do you think you can restrain your intelligence? Think about it. So it is true by practicing restrain the senses. By the yoga system, one can get relief. So one can get relief from disturbance of lust and greed. Okay? It is it, yes. In one way, it is true. When we practicing restraint of senses through the yoga system, pranayama, niyama, sitting there, you know, your leg says I'm pain, it's painful, but you say, no, I'm going to sit like that, It can relieve from the disturbance from the lust and greed. But the thing is, what Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, but this is not sufficient to give satisfaction to the soul. All right? For this satisfaction is derived from devotional service. So that's why when you see that all the yogis that is meditate, that stays in that means they are yogis in Himalayas, all these people, they look very angry. You see the face of the yogi, very angry. Because they're very frustrated, because they're restraining their senses. And they get some kind of self-pleasure. Yes, I could be able to restrain it. I can restrain it. But you can never see they are satisfied. But at the same time, when you see a devotee, when you look at him, you see he will have a big smile. All the 32 tooth you can see. He will be having a big smile and he will be in great ecstasy. And he will be like so much satisfied in life compared to the devotees who are trying to control. All right, Varusan Mataji is smiling, laughing out loud until tear comes out, right? So if you don't believe, go back to the video I shared about Varusan Mataji testimony. You see, big smile. Oh, until the entire teeth, entire jaw also can be seen. She was in that kind of great ecstasy. And this great ecstasy is derived after a prolonged practice of yoga. Compress. Oh, until you come to one level, yeah, you did it. Once you achieve your Paramatma, your super soul, the super soul is achieved, that's when your divinity will start to prevail. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says in Dhyana Yoga, chapter 6, Arjuna says, the method of yoga that you teach, oh dear Krishna, it is not possible to practice. It's not, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not exactly following, I'm paraphrasing. It is not possible to practice. And Krishna says, yes, I agree with you. It is not possible to practice. But after that, Krishna says, but through a proper training, this is possible. I'm paraphrasing again. All right. Through a proper training, it is possible. That means when you go through a proper training of yoga, that is possible to do that. Right? Then Arjuna says, yes. No, really, yeah. It's tough. At first, Arjuna says it's tough. And Krishna says, yes, fine enough. It's very tough. I agree with you. But with proper training, it is possible. Arjuna says, oh, okay. It is possible, yes. Then after that, Krishna says something which is very discouraging. What is it? After many, many births of perfection of yoga, after many, many births of practicing this, then only can achieve perfection. You say, what? Through proper practice, it's possible. Okay. Then Krishna says, but after many, many practice, not in one day, or not in this lifetime. This lifetime, you perfect one. Then you born again, you perfect the second one. Then third. After many lifetime of practice, then that person comes to perfectly situated. Isn't that total waste of time? Right? Just to be born again itself is so hard. You know? But now you, after many practice, oh my God, then Krishna says, Arjuna, then how? But let me tell you something else. That's when you go into chapter 7. Because 7 to 12, it is the confidential part of Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Then 7 he start to speak. Let me tell you important thing. Then 7 he start to speak. 8. Then 9 he come to the confidential topic. The most confidential topic. Like that, everything is described. Someone saying something? All right. You get it? So like that. So derive. So that means when a person, it's not, even if you practice yoga, you can never get this kind of happiness. Practically, we all experience that. If you don't believe, please go and join your yatra for the next Sankirtan. Talk to your yatra leader, your temple leader, whoever it is. Go and tell him, Prabhuji, for the next time you're going for Harinam Sankirtan on the street, I would like to follow you. Try to get first-hand experience, how it feels to sing the God's holy name. It gives you so much of satisfaction, right? So, derive the devotional service to the personality of Godhead because Samoman Nistata Buddhehi, absorbing the intelligence in me constitute mental equilibrium, right? So that means in other words, Krishna is saying in Bhagavatam, derive from, relief from the disturbance of lust and greed. Okay, you cannot, but this is not sufficient to give satisfaction of the soul. Okay, this because the satisfaction of the soul is only derived from devotional service to the personality of Godhead. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur responded, because Samo Man Nistha Buddhe, I mean absorbing, right? Absorbing, Krishna says absorbing the intelligence. So that means absorbing, that means we absorb the intelligence in me constitute mental equilibrium. That means you must have the balance in your brain, your mind, mental equilibrium. So that means your mind should be very calm. By developing greed for Krishna service, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is continuing, by developing greed for Krishna service, the Vaishnava service, and also the chanting of the holy name. All right, now I want you to start to create a greed for chanting holy name. All right, chant more than 16 rounds. But people may come and tell you, why? Why not just maintain 16? Don't allow anyone to give you this kind of opinion. Did anyone come and advise you? Why not chant 16 enough? No need more. Anyone of you have experienced that? Especially those who are chanting more than 16? Charnalakshmi Mataji? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu? Do you have experienced that? People come and tell you, why chant more? 16 enough. Are you all there? I think they are not around. Okay, anyway. So, because recently there's one devotee, or quite advanced devotee, who travels to our center sometimes to give talk. He suggested, Prabhuji, no Prabhu, 16 is sufficient. So, I don't know, suddenly I just said it out loud. I said, no. More than 16 gives me so much of pleasure. So in other words, I'm not prepared to listen to what you say. But of course, I didn't lambasted him. When he was telling, no, Prabhuji, 16 is sufficient. No need to go more. I said, no. This gives me a lot of pleasure. Then he just keep quiet. Oh, okay. Like that. So that means we have to develop greed. We have to be greedy for Krishna service. I remember once in SGM KL, our Kuala Lumpur Center, Hare Krishna Center KL. This was many years ago, right? I was going around. After some time, I went back to temple. I mean, of course, I've been Ipoh, but after a long period, I went back to, I had an opportunity to go back to the temple. Then I was going around visiting, and that was during the Sunday program, something like that. And I went to the kitchen, and I saw a lot of pots around. I'm just looking, I'm just looking. I'm a lazy guy. I also don't have that intention to go and clean the pot. So while looking, suddenly one more, I don't know, Mataji or Prabhu, because it was quite a glimpse. I just didn't even look at the person. He said, yes, Prabhu, can I help you? I said, no, I'm just looking. Please, Prabhu, you're not allowed to come here. I said, why? And then I was looking, I said, why? Why? Because this is my service. Only this is my turn to wash the pot. Please do not come near the pot. I said, wow. Sometimes in other centers, they don't even want to wash the pot. They just chabur lari, run away. But here he says, this is my service. Don't even think of coming near. So when a person can speak like that, when the person is very greedy. So like that, developing the greed for Krishna service. And secondly, how to develop the greed for Vaishnava service. Always looking forward where I can go and serve Vaishnava. Can I go and see? I just like to go and visit a devotee and I want to serve him. All right. And this is something, it's amazing activity. All right. And of course, we have one of the senior devotee in Ipoh. He's guiding Vivan and also Keshavan. So that is Vaishnava service, Vivan and Keshavan. Through that Prabhu, Pundrikaksha Prabhu, both of you are traveling to every house. You're going every house every weekend just to revive their Krishna consciousness. Because they were devotee which has left, but not left, they are not actively coming. So he is going to them. This is Vaishnava service. And he has created the greed in that Vaishnava service. Right? What is greedy means? Right? See, when I have the money in front of me, I'm very greedy. I don't care who is beside me. I just simply go and dive into the money and start to take and stuff into my pocket as much as I can. Yes or not? Or if I'm greedy for food, sometimes in the wedding, this thing, after they tie the tali, all run away to the kitchen. They don't even want to see. Throw the rice and straight away run to the eating place. It's because he wants to get the most of the food. All right, greedy. So how the person do? He don't care what people say. He don't care what people think. He is greedy for food. Similarly, greedy for Vaishnava service. It is always, I'm looking forward, what possibilities I have to serve a Vaishnava. Can I go and serve him? I would like to go. He's greedy. So he don't care whether who is following him. Like that day, I remember last Sunday, I think last Sunday or something like that, because there's not enough people. Pundrik Prabhu said, told Kesavan, 2 people enough. We don't need to have many. You agree with me? We go. Only 2 people enough. Because that's what. So we have to develop that greed. And third is, we also have to create the greed for chanting the holy name. 16, not enough. Attempt, go. I want to do 100 rounds, 200 rounds. Greedy for the rounds. Do it. Right? Then next day, if you can't do it, it's okay. Then until the desire for greed comes in, go ahead and do it again. So like that. All right? So that means what, see, by developing greed for Krishna service, the Vaishnava service and chanting the holy names, there will be no greed for inferior things. Can you see that? When we start to engage our greed for this kind of Krishna service, Vaishnava service and chanting, there will be no greed for other inferior things. That means we won't be very greedy for something else. One who becomes greedy by seeing the Vrajavasi service to Krishna is very fortunate. Okay? We want to be greedy. That's why I say, next time when you have a chance to go to Vrindavan, don't go as a tourist. Go there as a pilgrim. Go there and don't run away. Just stay there for at least few days. Go to the roots and see how the devotees are all serving Krishna. They don't even want to remember Krishna. They always absorb in Radharani. They'll be just Radhe, 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 Radhe. Wherever they see the wall, they go and draw Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Any wall available, Radhe, 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 Radhe. They don't even let the space. Radhe, Radhe. They just Radhe, Radhe. That is spiritual. That is called spiritual vandalism. But in material vandalism, they go and draw the face of the politician in a monkey look, clown look. They simply draw or thing, they vandalize the thing. But when the vandalizer become greed for Krishna, he start to vandalize, draw everywhere Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. All right, of course, it's not, I'm just saying it as an analogy. Please don't become greedy for that and go chanting everywhere around Ipoh. Then you're asking for trouble. So, if one becomes greedy for seeing Vrajavasi service of Krishna, is very fortunate. Then by the mercy of that greed, the greed also can give you mercy. All right? When by the mercy of that greed, one can attain the qualification for Raga Bhakti. That's what we want. We want that Raga Bhakti. Bhaktivinoda Thakura is saying, please underline this word. Please even write it down in a small piece of paper. Paste it on your wall. Even you want to tattoo it in your hand. This is very important. Right? We have to have a greed on Krishna Seva, Vaishnava Seva, and Japa, chanting. And if you and also one who becomes greedy by seeing, when they start to see how the Vrajavasi serves Krishna, he'll be very fortunate. You know why? Even that greed can, by the mercy of that particular, with that greed, one can attain the qualification of Raga Bhakti. Then what happened? One's material greed is vanquished. How? Not immediately, in proportion, in part by part. It'll destroy part by part to the in the proportion to the development of greed of Ragatmika Seva service. Ragatmika Seva. The only thing that we should all pray to Krishna, that we could achieve the Ragatmika Bhakti in this very birth itself. It is very confidential service. It's very high. Right? Let's see whether we have the opportunity to read that in Nectar of Devotion. Right. So, proportion by development greed of Ragatmika Bhakti. If one has greed for nice food stuff, if you have a greed for nice food stuff, drink, sleeping, smoking, and drinking wine, then one's devotion diminishes. Right? If you have a desire for this, other than this, your devotion will be gone. So greed for wine, wealth, and women. Greed for wine, greed for wealth, and greed for women is mostly contrary to devotional principle. It is totally against devotional principle. Okay, those who have desire for attaining pure, I mean those who have desire for attaining pure devotional service should again carefully give up such things. We have to give this up. All right, whether for auspicious thing or sinful thing, whether for auspicious thing or sinful thing, greed for anything not related to Krishna is most despicable. It is most not advisable. Whether for auspicious thing or for the sinful thing. For the sinful thing. But if it's not related to Krishna, it is useless. Example. Right? Example, like all these Kumbh Mela, all are going there to take a dip in Kumbh Mela. Right? Thinking that that particular moment, Muhurta, all right, the time, that's a place where from the heavenly planet, the nectar will drop, and everyone will be so greedy and jump into the water. They don't care. After all stepping on the bottom, the whole Ganges water will become very muddy and may look very uncomfortable. But they don't care. At that time of Muhurta, that type of auspicious moment, everybody jump into the water. But the reason for them to go there is to get rid of their sin or to achieve higher success in life. It is despicable, useless. But if we're going to do that in the mode of service for Krishna, that is very, very, very auspicious. Okay? Like recently, like yesterday, past 2 days, I was listening to a lecture about this. The Sivaratri is coming next week, right? Shivaratri. And we as Vaishnavas are advised to practice Shivaratri. And how we should practice Shivaratri? We should practice Shivaratri by fasting. Just like Ekadasi fasting. We should fast like Ekadasi. Best is without food, but of course, if possible, without grains, fasting. And next day, there's also a time for breaking. So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's mentioned a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of mentioning about the worship of Lord Shiva, right? But what is the worship of Lord Shiva? It means Lord Shiva is Vaishnava Sambhu. Remember what is the term? Vaishnava Parasambhu. Vaishnava Para. I forgot the verse. Among the Vaishnavas, the topmost Vaishnava is Lord Shiva. And there's also verse Gopishwara. Gopishwara means Lord Shiva. Vaishnava?
Vaishnava Yata Sambhu.
Vaishnava Yata Sambhu. Right? Vaishnava Yata Sambhu. Lord Shiva wanted to see Krishna's confidential pastime. He was so greedy. He wanted to join Krishna's Rasa Leela. Why Lord Shiva wants to come into Krishna's Rasa Leela? Because Lord Shiva is the pure devotee, is the topmost devotee of Lord Krishna. And he knows what does it mean to have this Ragatmika, Raganuga, Parakya, Ras, and all these kind of things. So he came and joined, and Krishna allowed him. And Krishna actually danced with Lord Shiva in Rasa Leela. So Lord Shiva came in the form of a gopi, women. And Krishna danced with him. And that gives Lord Shiva so much of pleasure. And that's why in Vrindavan, you go, there is a temple, Lord Shiva temple called Gopi Ishvara, Gopi Ishvara. That means Lord Shiva in the form of Gopi. So when we go to Vrindavan, first, of course, Vrinda Devi is there. That means Tulasi Maharani, Bhakti Devi. Second is, you also must get the grace of Lord Shiva. This is something that even Shaivites don't know. Because Shaivites are basically all are Mayavadis. They don't know what is it. They separately worship Lord Shiva as the Supreme Personality, which is offensive, right? So, but what we do as a devotee, we worship Lord Shiva because Lord Shiva is also known as, what is the word? The one who easily grant Ashutosh. The one who easily grant boon. You ask anything, easily give you. All right? But of course, when you ask for a material boon, he'll be very irritatedly giving you. That also can give you trouble at the back. So, on that Shivaratri is the time where Lord Shiva will appear in Shivalinga. On that day, we devotees have to advise to practice Shivaratri in the mode to receive Krishna Prema blessing. We pray to Lord Shiva as a Vaishnava Acharya to receive the benediction of the love of Krishna. Because Acharyas are the one. There are the two possibilities for a person to achieve the pure nectarian devotional service. There's two ways of doing it. They come to the ecstatic level, bhava or prema. There's two ways a person can achieve it. One, when Lord Krishna himself appeared in front of you. Like what happened to Dhruva Maharaj. He was meditating in the forest because he wants to enjoy the kingdom. But when Lord Vishnu appeared in front of him and he saw Lord Vishnu, then he asked, Dhruva, what do you want? And he looked at him and said, I don't want anything. Because he immediately achieved the level of prema. He went to the level of ecstasy. When Narada Muni in previous birth is the son of Sudrani, just got a glimpse, a shadow of Lord Narayana, and that he couldn't take off, he went into so much of ecstasy. So that means by Lord appearing in front of you, you can come to that level, which is not possible. But secondly, a person can achieve the highest success in bhakti when, by the mercy of a devotee, like acharyas, the devotees can bless upon you, a Vaishnava, and give that kind of blessing. By the blessings of acharyas, Vaishnavas, we can achieve the highest success. So now, the Shivaratri is just, I think, next week, Wednesday or Thursday. Monday will be Ekadasi. Next Monday is Ekadasi. And Wednesday, Thursday, I think it's going to be like Shivaratri or something like that. So on that day, we all get together and worship Lord Shiva by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and also by studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, there's also a long story about Srimad Bhagavatam related to Lord Shiva. Maybe when we have a time, we will discuss that. Okay, then Bhagavatam and by chanting. And if any one of you would like to go to Shiva temple, just do some abhishek. You should abhishek Lord Shiva with honey, milk, and water. And also put a bay leaf. Bay leaf means Tamil, Bilva Yalai. Right? Bilva, bay leaf. Okay? So you just can go. But go there, do your abhishek and come out. Don't stay there. Because there is all full of Mayavadis. They'll be talking nonsense. They'll be staying awake and whole night. They'll be eating that. So go there with full devotion to Lord Shiva for a boon to get blessings of prema bhakti. Bring all this offering, ghee, water, and milk. All right. If you can't bring anything, at least water and bay leaf. Just go there and give to the pujari, and they'll put the thing and just offer the thing on in front of you. And you just pray, my dear Lord Shiva, oh Vaishnava Acharya, the topmost Vaishnava, the one who knows the confidential part of confidential relationship with Krishna, oh Gopishwara, who got the boon to dance with Lord Krishna in the form of Gopi. You know, even Mahalakshmi never got that form, never got that opportunity. Even Mother Lakshmi never danced in Rasa Leela. Even Lakshmi is the expansion of Radharani, but even she didn't have the opportunity. But oh dear Krishna, oh Shiva, Lord Shiva, Bhagavan, I mean Lord Shiva, you have got that kind of opportunity. You are Gopishwara. You are the one that grants boon. You are the protector of Vrindavan Dham. Please bless upon me. It is take me millions of birth and death. I've gone through this life so many days. And I'm so fortunate by the mercy of devotees, Vaishnava Acharyas. Vaishnava, I mean, by the mercy of devotees, I got that opportunity to understand myself, my constitutional position. And now I'm improving my bhakti. I am so fortunate that I am under the movement of Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Abhaya Charanaravinda, Bhaktivedanta Pujyapada, under Srila Prabhupada's movement. And I've got my spiritual master. And I come in the descendant or the parambara of Manjaris. I'm studying all the books, right? And I'm trying my best to get that prema or bhava. But I understood from Chaitanya Charitamrita, just by pleasing you and begging you for this prema, and you are Ashutosh Bhagavan. Ashutosh means that you simply fulfill the desire. You are easily to fulfill the desire. Therefore, I'm asking your boon of benediction, my dear Lord Shiva. Please give me the boon of prema bhakti. I would like to go back home, back to Godhead in this very birth itself. Not for the sake I want to run away from this environment, but I can't wait to be with Krishna and witness the Rasa Leela, witness all kind of pastimes, the nectarian pastimes. Therefore, my dear Lord Shiva, please give me that boon. Pray. If you don't know how to pray like this, write it down. Just go there and don't pray, oh Krishna, give me this, give me that. No, don't ask for any material good. Ask for spiritual good. You know, because Lord Shiva, at one of the Padma Purana, I remember reading, he says, when I were to, when two of my devotees, I think it's Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva will be talking to Mother Parvati. She will be telling, Mother Parvati asked, so what is your this thing? What is your, how much that you like the devotees and everything? And Lord Shiva gave an analogy. He said, if my devotee in trouble and a Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, the Vaishnava is in trouble, a Lord Krishna's devotee, or that means if there's two scenarios, my devotee is in trouble, at the same time, a devotee of Lord Narayana, Lord Krishna in trouble, and I have only one choice to this thing, I definitely will save that the devotee of Krishna. We see that, right? What is that example? Lord Shiva gave boon to Ravana. But when Ravana was start to have fear for Lord Ram, he called upon Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva came. He said, I want you to go and kill that man or protect me from that man. And Lord Shiva says, cannot. He said, I can't do that. And he disappeared. But one of the Shiva Tattva is Hanuman. He came about to destroy Ravana. All right? He was about to destroy Ravana because he came as a servant of Lord Ram. Nothing else matters. Right? So, and not only that, and also Lord Shiva says, when a devotee of the Lord dies in ignorance, dies in forgetfulness, after the prolonged practice, when the devotee dies, is in Padma Purana, okay, he dies in forgetfulness, I shall go and chant the name of the Lord. Edadikadi means what? Right or left? Edadikadi means what? In Tamil? Right or left?
Left.
Anyone? Left. Edaduna left.
Idadu is right.
Edadu means right. Okay.
No,
So,
idadu means left.
Edadu?
Left.
Left. Okay. That means Lord Shiva says, I will go to the Edadikadi. That means I'll go to the left here and I'll remind him, Rama, Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Will give you that remembrance. So, Lord Shiva says, I will give that remembrance. So, therefore, the devotees of the Lord have nothing to be worried about. In any kind of environment, there's nothing to be worried about. That is the glories of Lord Shiva. Like that, there's many things that Lord Shiva says. All right. So all these things. So that's the thing. So that means when we want to take that opportunity, but all these things even Shaivite doesn't know. And of course, we do not know to go around and advise people and all this because we are studying and understanding this for the self-nourishment. Now you know, you practice it yourself. And through your exemplary, let others to follow you. Don't go and even don't apply ash and all these things. All right. Just go there with tilak. Go there, just offer the flour, offer the milk, and pray to Lord Shiva. Please give me that milk. After that, come back home, start to chant your rounds, and start to study the Bhagavatam or Gita. You start to go into deep studies, especially Chaitanya Charitamrita. First is Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, Anti Lila. I think it's Anta Lila. That means the final book. Anyway, I'll try to get that thing. The Lord Shiva's worship of Lord Chaitanya. It's amazing, right? You try to do that. Who wants this thing? Send me personally your message. That you want this, I'll send you personally. I don't want to send in the group. Because I know that so many people in the group is not really advanced or what. I don't want to create any kind of offensive environment. Right? This is all very confidential part of this thing. Anyone wants it, just send me a WhatsApp. I want this thing. I'll just share you the link. You just go there. You can read that in Chaitanya Charitamrita. All right? So like that. So the same thing is, even if the thing is auspicious, but if the greed is got nothing related to Krishna, it is despicable. It's considered useless. So greed only in relation to Krishna is cause of all auspiciousness. All right. So what they call the greed only. That means you're greedy for Krishna is the one that creates all kind of auspiciousness. Right? So now it's 10:13. Shall we just take a 2-3 minutes break? I want you to grasp and think what you have this thing. Make sure that you have highlighted the book, right? Or make sure you can put something just to put it, or just take a notebook and just write there, refer to this page. Go into self-study, all right? Go deep into that, right? It's very important. Okay. So with that, we take a short break. How many of you are here? Oh, 12. Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. Okay, so we take now it's 10:14. Just take 2 minutes. Go, you got to ease yourself, stretch your hand, have some water, and come back. Hare Krishna. Yes, Chandralakshmi Mataji, you want to say something?
No.
Right. So let's continue. So the greed contains, the greed attained by the Mahajan, who by the Mahajan means the great devotees, for the topics of Krishna is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 19 as follows. Vayam tu na vitirikyama uttama shloka vikrame yachrinvatam rasa jnanam swadu pade pade. We never tire of hearing the transcendental pastime, okay, of the personality of Godhead who is glorified by hymns and prayers. Those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationship with him relish hearing of his pastime at every moment. Another name for greed in relation to Krishna is adara. Okay, another name of this thing, okay, or respect. Okay, adara, also respect. We will discuss this in detail later. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, we will discuss, okay, another meaning of Laulyam. So another meaning of Laulyam is also called desire. Now, the desire also has two types. So, desire for material enjoyment and desire for liberation. Want to enjoy materially and also desire for liberation. Unless one's give up these two types of desire, one cannot practice devotional service. So when we don't give up these two types of desire, that means desire for material enjoyment and also desire for liberation, we cannot practice devotional service. So Srila Rupa Goswami Path has written in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, first wave, chapter 2, text 15, Eastern wave, right? Bhukti Mukti Spraha Yavat Pishachi Hirdi Vartate Tavat Bhakti Sukashyatra Khatam Abhyudayo Bhavet. The material desire to enjoy material world, the material desire to enjoy material world and the desire to become liberated from material bondage are considered to be two witches. You know what is witch? You know what is witch? Do you all understand? So what is the word that he used? Pishachi. 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 Pisasu. Okay. Two witches. In other words, we also can, witches means like, you all understand what is witch means?
Fly on a broom.
Sorcerer. Sorcerer, Prabhu.
Huh?
Sorcerer, Dana, Prabhu. Witches.
Sorcerer. Let's also say sorcerer witches. The lady, or in other words, easy to remember, easy to recall. You know that lady who flies on a broom, like in cartoon. We see the ladies who fly in the broom. She got a long nose. She come. The witch. They call that a witch. Yeah. Araki. In Tamil, we also call Araki. Araki. Arakan, Araki. All right. So consider two witches. And you know what they do? They haunt. Haunt means what? Okay. Haunt in Tamil we call pei pudichadu. Pei pudichalayiradu. Haunting. Haunting means what? Very depressing, very frustrating, very scary, and very sad. When the person is
Possessed.
Yeah, possessed. So these are the things of the people who are haunted. All right? Or they haunt you. They're haunting you. That means, in other words, say like for instance, hunting and haunting. So when a person is hunting, okay, we're going to hunt this person, or we're going to haunt the person. Haunt the person means they're going to go all out and make sure this thing. So it's like a terrible situation. Haunting, all right? So this concept of two which they haunt one like ghosts. They will haunt one like a ghost. What happened if a ghost start to chase you? Like the jumping ghost, ding, 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 or Pontiana, running after you, you are running and running. I don't want to haunt you. All right. So these two material bondage. That means they got material world, the desire to become liberated, and the liberation, and also want to enjoy the material senses are like the two witches. They haunt you like a ghost. As long as these witches remain within the heart, how can one feel the transcendental bliss? As long as these two witches remain in the heart, there is no possibility of enjoying the transcendental bliss of devotional service. All right. So as long as these two witches there, you Pishachi Hirdi. Hirdi means heart. Vartate, that is in your heart. This kind of two Pishachi. Okay. How? You cannot enjoy the transcendental bliss of devotional service. So now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is now continuing of material desire. There are two types of material enjoyment. All right. Look at this. Worldly and heavenly. So worldly enjoyment and even heavenly enjoyment is still under material enjoyment. So number one is wealth, women, children, opulence, kingdom, victory, good food, good sleep, associating with women for sense enjoyment, good birth, and other pleasures are all worldly enjoyment. All these are considered as a worldly enjoyment. So what are the worldly enjoyment? Number one is wealth. Second is women. Number three is children, opulence, kingdom, victory, good food, good sleep. Oh, I must sleep at least 8 hours. Very good sleep. Associating with women for sense enjoyment, good birth, being born in a very good family, and other pleasures are all worldly enjoyment. And going to heaven and drinking nectar there, somarasa, they call somarasa, nectar, as well as sense gratification free of old age are all heavenly enjoyment. Okay, we go to heaven, you will never get old. Young people sometimes don't understand how it feels to be old. You should ask old people how it feels to be old. It is not pleasurable and it's not comfortable. It's not very comfortable. Okay. So That's the thing. So what they do, I don't want to get old. So I want to go to heaven, drink, everyday drink, somarasa, like a kind of heavenly beer, heavenly alcohol. And it's the enjoying. So this is also called material enjoyment. When the heart is filled with sense desire to enjoy, one cannot selflessly worship Krishna. What does it mean by selflessly worship Krishna? Why the word selflessly worship Krishna? What does that mean? Right? One cannot selflessly worship Krishna. That means selflessly worship Krishna is called bhava bhakti, ecstatic and spontaneous bhakti. When you see Krishna, you do not need to have the time, place, circumstances. You will go into ecstasy and spontaneous. So in other words, if we have that desire to enjoy, one cannot achieve bhava or selfless worship. All right. Therefore, unless the desire for enjoyment is completely uprooted, uprooted means what? You don't even let a small root there that can grow back. Completely have to take it out. Uproot, complete take out from the root, from the heart. One's progress in devotional service will be obstructed. There will be a big obstruction. In this regard, there is one thing to be said. If all the material enjoyment are favorable to devotional service, now let's look at that. So uprooted if you want to enjoy yourself. But if the material enjoyment are favorable for devotional service, then the householder can accept them without sin. So now after listening to this, oh my God, I'm staying in a big bungalow. I rather give up and go into an apartment. I'm driving a big car. I give it up and go and buy one kanchil. No, you don't need to do that. You know, be where you are. Remain in whatever opulences Krishna has blessed you upon. But utilize it for the service of the Lord. But the warning is, if you're going to get carried away with whatever opulence you have, that's when the witch has haunted you. You are haunted. Or in other words, you're possessed. You have the strong desire to enjoy, is possessed. But if you're going to utilize that for the service of the Lord, then it is fair enough. It is not sin at all. Whatever opulence I get, say I'm earning 30,000 ringgit a month salary. 30,000 ringgit. In India, calculation should be at least what, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs rupees per month. But we understand, Krishna have blessed me upon this salary so that I can utilize it for the service of Krishna. But when I earn that much of 30,000, I make a plan. So much of money. All right, just go for a gold shopping. Just go for this. Let's go to overseas. Let's enjoy yourself. Utilize the money for your own enjoyment. That is called sinful act. In that case, all these enjoyments are not called enjoyment. So that means when you utilize it for Krishna, whatever things that you are enjoying is not called enjoyment, but rather means to progress in devotee's life. Isn't that very practical? You know, we are, some say, oh, I join Hare Krishna, I will become a monk. Come on. If you want to be a monk, you have to be, your blessing is in a different level. Right? It's not easy. And sometimes they say, devotee, pure, a full-time devotee's life is easy life. You try and see, join, become full-time. I was full-time. Right? Oh my God, it is tough. You have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You only must take cold baths. No hot water, no hot shower. Cold baths. When I was in SJM KL, when I was in KL, I became a full-time also, on a brahmachari training. So brahmachari training, there's no, only place that is closed is toilet. The toilet is not open. But your shower is open. And all the brahmacharis will queue up. That time got a lot of full-time brahmacharis there. All will queue up. And all will be on gamcha. Gamcha means a small towel. Will wear the gamcha, all be sweating, waiting. You just go there and there's one water will be like shooting. There'll be one water. And that is not a shower, just like a pipe. So all the devotees go there, just give you a few seconds, wet your body and come back at the queue. You have to come back to the queue. And with your wet body, you try to apply your soap and you wait until your tongue like that. Just within 5 minutes, you are done. Then after that, immediately you start your morning prayer. Tulasi puja, that, this, that. you like it or not, by 8 o'clock, 8:30, light is off. You're not allowed to stay awake. And you sleep on the mat, not on a bed or mattress. You try to keep everything minimum. And you should engage fully in the service of the Lord. So it's not easy, right? So if you think that full-time devotee's life is easy, try and see. I think Charana Lakshmi Mataji is a full-time devotee. She should know what I'm saying. It's not easy, right? Anyway, so that means we have all the enjoyments, but it's not an enjoyment because we are utilizing for Krishna service, and that's called progress in devotee service. All right? So like, okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 9 to 10, is stated, Dharmasya kya vapargasya narto ratayo pakalpate nartasya dharmaikantasya kamo labaya hi smrta kamasya nendriya pritir labo jiveta yavata jivasya tattva jignasa narto yascheha karmavi. All occupational engagement are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. Furthermore, according to the sages, one who is engaged in ultimate occupation, devotional service, should use, the sages is, one who engaged in ultimate occupational service should never use material gain to cultivation sense gratification. Cannot use whatever money that you get for your own sense gratification. So life's desire should never be directed towards sense gratification. One should desire only a healthy life. Only the thing that you can desire is healthy life or self-preservation. Since a human being is meant for inquiry about the absolute truth. Nothing else should be the goal of one's work. Another name of Dharma is, or occupation service is called Yukta Vairagya. Another name of Dharma is called Yukta Vairagya. Whatever gains that you have, you utilize it for the service of the Lord. That means you don't deny that. You don't deny your 30,000 ringgit income. Don't go and tell your boss, 30,000 is too much for me. Can you give me 3,000? You don't say. When they give you, take. When whatever opulence you have, use it for the service of Krishna. Desire for liberation must be rejected. Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying, desire for liberation also must be rejected. There are 5 types of liberation, namely Salokya. Okay, please underline this word for your own reading pleasure. Salokya means living in the same planet. Sarsti, having the same opulence like Krishna. Salokya means living in the same planet with Krishna. Sarsti, having the same opulence like Krishna. Samipya, okay, to be personal associate. Sarupya, having the same, having the same bodily features. Sayujya, oneness. Okay, now let me start again. There are 5 types of liberation. Salokya. Salokya means, living in the same planet of Krishna or Vaikuntha, to live with that. Right? Second is Sarshti, having the same appearance. See, when you get liberated, you go back home, back to Godhead. Right? When you pass through this Devi Dham, now if we are in Devi Dham, I believe you understand what is Devi Dham, because I've given that explanation so many times in our Gita Gyan. Then after they go to Mahesh Dham, from there you break, there's a border, and there's called Viraja River. So in that Viraja River, you take a bath. Once you take a bath, you come out, you will have the form of Vishnu. 4 hands, blue color, just like Vishnu. You will have the form of Vishnu. All right, in Vaikuntha Loka, everybody looks like Vishnu. Okay, that is Sarsti, having, okay. Then at the same time, you also have the same appearance. All right, so having the same appearance of Vishnu. All right, so Samipya means to be personal associate. And this is called Sarupya. Yes, Sarupya means having the same bodily features. Okay, like Vishnu. That means you also look like Vishnu, the same bodily color. All right, and of course, at last, Sayujya, oneness. So Sayujya, liberation from merging with the Lord. So Sayujya means liberation in the form of merging with the Lord. Is hated by the practitioner of devotional service. So those devotees hate this kind of liberation. This is Mayavadi, Brahma Jyoti. Right? Everybody wants Sayujya. I die, I go and merge into the light. This is something that devotees hated. Right? Although Salokya, Sarshti, Samipya, and Sarupya are devoid of desire for enjoyment, all these things devoid. I mean, there is no material desire, there's no desire for enjoyment. Still, they are undesirable. Even these kind of things, it is given in Vaikuntha Loka to live in the same planet, even Krishna Loka to live in the same planet, to be his personal associate. All these things, still it is devoid. I mean, there's no sense enjoyment, there's no desire for enjoyment, but still they are not desirable. As soon as living entity becomes free from material bondage by the strength of devotion, by the strength of devotion, he immediately attains liberation. That liberation, however, is not the principal fruit of bhakti. So once by the strength of desire, or the strength of devotional service, when you become a desireless, I mean, you become free from bondage, right? Even this kind of freedom, right? And he immediately attain liberation. That means for devotees who are practicing very seriously, liberation is guaranteed, right? But this is something which is not the principle. It is not the principle of bhakti. Okay? The pure love of Krishna attained by liberated soul is the principal fruit of sadhu bhakti, sadhana bhakti. Now you understand? So even though liberation by default is given to you, but that is not our goal. Our goal is to, the principle of the bhakti, or the ultimate goal of bhakti is to achieve pure love of Krishna. And that's all, there's a principle fruit. That means there's a main goal for sadhana bhakti. In this regard, Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya makes a following appropriate statement in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 6, text 267 to 269. Shalokyadi Charyadi Hayasheva Dvaro Tabu Kadachit Bhakta Kore Angikara Sayuja Shunite Bhaktera Hoya Grunno Baya Naraka Vanchaye Tabu Sayuja Naloy Brahme Ishvara Sayuja Duita Prakara Brahma Sayuja Hoite Ishvara Sayuja Dikkar. So what does that mean? Is there if there is a chance to serve the Supreme Personality Godhead, a pure devotee sometimes accepts Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya, and Sarsti. What? If there's a chance to serve, if only when there is a chance, right, to serve, a pure devotee, that means a pure devotee accepts the Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya, or Sarsti form of liberation, but never Sayujya. What is Sayujya again? Can anybody tell me? Let's see, you all catch my point. What is Sayujya?
Merging to Brahman, personal Brahman.
Brahma Jyoti. Right?
That
means yeah, Brahman also, correct. Yeah, that's also yes. So to merge into Brahma Jyoti, the light of Vishnu. So that is never desired. A pure devotee does not like even to hear about Sayujya Mukti. They don't even want to hear. You know, like the Vallalar prayers, Vallalar. Jodi, 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 Suyam, Jodi, 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 Aru. They're not interested. They hate that topic and they don't even want to hear that, which inspire him to fear, with fear and hatred. Okay? Does not even want to hear Sayuja Mukti, which inspires him with fear and hatred. Indeed, the pure devotee would rather go to hell and merge than merge into effulgence of the Lord. Now, do you see? That means a pure devotee rather he go to hell than merging into the effulgence of the Lord. That is that serious. Now you understand why Prabhupada keep explaining don't associate with Mayavadi in Nectar of Instruction. We want to avoid Mayavadi. Just now, yesterday, the last verse we have read. I know yesterday or day before yesterday. I rather rather get locked in the cage and surrounded by fire. I rather be burnt alive, but rather associating with Mayavadi. Because associating Mayavadi will destroy everything. At least you go to hell, you suffer, you still come back. And you still have a chance to come back. But once you merge into that Brahma Jyoti, that's it. You become nothing. Okay? So now there are two kinds of Sayujya. There are two types of Sayujya. Mukti. That means emerging into Brahman, effulgence, and secondly, merging into personal body of the Lord. One is merge into the light. Second is enter into the body of the Lord. So merging into the body of the body is even more abominable. So merging into the Lord's body is even more abominable, it's more terrible than merging into his effulgence. All right. So Bhaktivinoda means to go into the light is still okay, but to merge into the body of Vishnu, Lord, it is more abominable. So who are the person that merge into the body of the Lord? Ravana, after he got killed, his Atma went in. Sisupal, after he killed him, Kamsa, after he killed him, all merge into the body. So it says that merging into the body of the Lord is even more abominable than merging into his effulgence. The purport is that liberation for devotee in the form of freedom from bondage is easily attained by the will of Krishna. So the liberation of the devotee, okay, that is why one should not pollute his endeavor for devotional service with this desire. It is essential duty of practicing devotee to carefully give up materialistic laulyam, right? So it is essential duty, is very important. The practicing devotee to carefully give up materialistic laulyam, longing and greed. All right. So with that, we end the session here. All right. We have already completed the 6 qualities that destroys the bhakti. All right. And what are the 6 qualities? Okay, we say Atyahara Prayayascha Prajalpa Niyamagraha Jana Sangacha Laulyacha Sadbir Bhaktir Vinashyati. Vinashyati means Vina Puch. Vina Puch, gone. Everything is gone. Vinashyati. So that means this kind of 6 character or 6 attribute that can the 6 faults that destroys the bhakti. That is Atyahara, Prayasa, Prajalpa, Niyamagraha, Niyamagraha, Janasanga, and Laulya. So that means Atyahara means eating more than necessary or collecting more fund than required. Right? Then Prayasa means over endeavoring for mundane things that is very difficult to obtain. Prayasa. And number 3 is Prajalpa, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matter, that's including social media and reading newspaper, reading novel and all these kind of things. Number 4 is Niyamagraha, practicing scriptural rules and regulation only for the sake of following them. Niyamagraha. Then Niyamagraha. Okay, that got 2 meanings. The Niyamagraha means, that means, and or rejecting the rules and regulation for the scripture for and working independently and whimsically. Right? And number 5, we have studied about Janasanga, associating with worldly minded people who are not interested in Krishna conscious will destroy a bhakti. So one of the things is we saw that Upanishad, what is it? Kata Vanga Maharaj. Somebody, he said, I rather stay in a cage surrounded by fire than to associate or even to see the Mayavadi or the non-devotee. Because it took so much of effort to be here to achieve success, but don't waste it. Okay. And today and yesterday and today, we're completing our discussion with Laulyam. That means being greedy for mundane achievement. Right? So this is the verse, that is the second verse in Sri Upadeshamrita of Srila Rupa Goswami, that is translated into English as Nectar of Instruction. Right? So, so today is Friday. We meet again on Monday. Okay, Monday, and we continue our discussion on the 6 qualities that enhance our bhakti. What are the qualities that can improve our bhakti? So we see the don'ts. Now we're going to learn from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Acharya Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that the 6 qualities that enhances the bhakti. All right, number 1 is Utsaha. So that means Utsaha Nischaya Dhairyat, Tat Karma Pravartanat, Sangatyagat Sato Vritte, Sadbir Bhakti Prasidyati. So that means the 6th principle favorable for executing devotional service is number 1 is Utsaha, being enthusiastic. Number 2 is Nishchaya, endeavoring with confidence, Nichaya. Dhairya, being patient. Tat Karma Pravartana, act according to regulative principle, okay, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. That means hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. Number 6 is Sangatyaga. Sangatyaga means abandoning the association of non-devotees. Sangatyaga. And number 6 is Sato Vritte or Sadhu Vritte, following the footsteps of the previous Acharya. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. Right? So this is going to be the topic that we're going to discuss starting from next week, Monday. So, is there any questions, any comment, or anything that you'd like to discuss further? So now once we go to Utsaha, let's see how many more pages on Utsaha. Utsaha comes with 1, 2, 3 pages. Then Nischaya, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pages of Utsaha. I think Utsaha we'll do it maybe in 3 parts. All right, Utsaha is going to be 3 parts. First thing, I think you can do it in 1 part. Utsaha in 3 parts. So the area is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay, you can do. And that karma. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, this is very long. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, keep doing. I think we're going to go on talking about it for a week, I think. It will be a long chapter, at least 1 or 2 weeks. So that's awesome, right? So I think we are looking at another Pravartana, Sankatyaga, Bhakti. Alright. So we are looking at most likely another 10 days, 1 week, tomorrow, next week, or maybe another 1, 2, 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, because the Tat Karma Prayatna and Sangatyaga, it looks like a very long chapters, right? Most likely we will take another 3 weeks or 15 days, Monday to Friday, 15 days, and we could able to complete our Bhaktiyaloka. Right? Just our goal is not to complete Bhaktiyaloka, but of course to relish it. And as I said, practice it. Practicing is very important. So please keep your journal, check and balance on a daily basis how your life is improving according to teachings, the don'ts. All right, because the don'ts is something that we have to clear first. Right? Always they say, what is you tell me good news or bad news, which one you want? Tell me bad news first. Right? Or sometimes when we eat something, we take the most terrible thing first. I mean, say, like for instance, we take the bitter stuff first, then only we eat the nectarian stuff. So we have already finished the bitter stuff and try to practice on your daily life. And of course, the next we're going to start on the nectarian part. Okay. And so other than that, okay. So I think anybody else got any questions? Anything you'd like to share? Any takeaway? All right. I think there's no takeaway. I mean, there should be takeaway, but I don't know. Maybe sometimes you don't know which one to think. Yes, Vivan. Oh, thank God, I saw you unmuting.
Actually, there's a lot about left. So
Sorry?
if you want to make one takeaway, two takeaway, there's a lot of takeaway.
I didn't get you.
There's a lot of things to talk about it because there's a lot to grasp actually. But this one is very deep subject matter. So with the feel, the emotion. So
Yes.
how to do it by emotion or in every details that you explained previously. Harish.
Yes. No, but whatever it is, we are trying to go into details because we want to understand. See, go into detail just to understand one point. If I don't understand the point, I go deep, 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 deep. So what is that? All the details to understand that one point. So the point is, this is the 6 things that destroy the bhakti, right? So the 6 things is like atyahara, prayasa, prajalpa, niyamagraha, niyamagraha, janasanga, and laulyam. So we understand. So now you cannot be greedy, but you can be greedy for Krishna. You cannot be longing, but you can be longing for Krishna. The example like Radharani and Gopis and all these things, longing for Krishna, right? You cannot be utsaha. Okay, you cannot be over endeavoring, but you can over endeavor for Krishna. Okay, over endeavor, that means go extra mile in reading, studying, understanding, and go into like what they call to learn and read about Krishna. But of course, in utsaha also, certain things also is not recommended, like building temple, doing this, because it's all drain your energy away. All right, but that utsaha must be, or in Malay we call usaha. Usaha is in Sanskrit we call utsaha. All right, so utsaha. So that means, sorry, utsaha. Atyahara, prayasa. That we are coming. Prayas, over endeavoring. Utsaha is in that topic. The next topic we're going to discuss. So prayasa means over endeavoring, torturing yourself, struggling, and prajalpa, talking nonsense. Because prajalpa is going to be the biggest waste of time actually. That's why I'm telling you, do your journal. You will know where are you wasting your time. They say 24 hours is not enough. Actually, if you see, it's enough. Some say 24 hours, 16 rounds itself is big headache, but you can chant. There's a devotees are chanting 100 rounds a day. Without even pressing himself, without even struggling, pleasurably chanting 100 rounds. I think I've tried 2 or 3 times this month, right? 100 rounds, and they're chanting 80 rounds, 90 rounds, 64 rounds. 16 rounds looks like nothing, right? But of course, that's the devotees advancing. But for everyone, 16 rounds minimum standard has to be kept. Because what we learn from Laulyam, the intelligence has to be purified. The intelligence will be purified only through the chanting. The mind has to be purified, sorry. The mind is dictated by the senses. So by using the senses, utilizing the senses and using it and practicing it, and among all the senses, what is the most hardest part? Which is the most demanding part? Tongue. Vacho, the tongue. Udaro pastavegam. That means the tongue is the most hardest to control. Just the 6 inches tongue is creating a lot of trouble. We need to kill a cow just to enjoy the meat. Everything is only within the 6 inches. Anything that below the throat is same. Whether you have eaten beef or you've eaten beans, nothing, there's no difference. But just for the satisfaction of tongue, that we are creating so much of trouble. Right? One is urge to eat, then urge to indulge, then urge to talk, talking nonsense. Why? To prove supremacy. We also study about debate. What is the idea about debate? To show the supremacy of yourself, to conquer others. Debate. So all these kind of things, we are just creating. So the tongue. So the tongue is the most hardest part. The tongue has high demand. So in order to overcome, we talk about other senses. Okay, I once upon a time I like to listen to rock music. Today I hear rock music, my ears feel so irritating, painful. So I can stop hearing rock music. Maybe I can listen to some classical or kirtan. Oh, that's fair enough. Okay, once upon a time I like to see all the beautiful things. Now I just don't care. As we get older, it doesn't matter. Right? Then a sense of touch, like sexual desire. Once upon a time I had a strong urge. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay. Everything will satisfy. Everything will somehow or other you can control by default. Only the tongue is the toughest part. Because the tongue is the cause of all misery. That's why we have to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. If once the tongue is purified, if once the tongue achieves the higher taste, it doesn't hanker for anything else. So once the tongue is satisfied in everything, then from there, we are going deep into satisfying our, that means when the senses, that means our mind is purified. So once the mind is purified, and it goes, and the mind will go and purify the intelligence, right? So that's why we have to have both. We have to have both. We have to have the sense, we have to purify our tongue, we have to chant Hare Krishna, and we have to study the book, so that both will work as parallel, and we can achieve the highest success of achieving prema bhakti. All right? And of course, greed and all these things, all will dovetail to tongue. Right? You greed for what? Greed for what? So all the things. Why? I am. All right? You don't need to go and we say like, when you want to post, how you post? You also need to say something, posting. So like that. So we don't do all that. Okay. So with that, if there's no question, is there any other question? So please share your realization. So I hope that your realization, please share in a WhatsApp group. In a WhatsApp group. In that share your realization in that YouTube. All right, go to the YouTube, whatever you feel like saying, you just put in the comment box there. So that some people like to read the comment first before they want to listen to the class. So that also can help to enhance the class. And also those who missed the yesterday's class, please go through it, and also today's class. All right, it is very important. Okay, with that, thank you so much for your time. It's such my great honor to be with all of you, to be associating with all of you. All of you are pure devotees in making, or already a pure devotee, or whatever it is, you are all wonderful people. Okay, with that, we meet again on Monday. All right, because Saturday, tomorrow, I've got some task to do. So, and Sunday is a Sunday program. So, we meet again on Monday. Till then, have a beautiful weekend. Have a very highly spiritual weekend. Please chant 16 rounds, because that's the fundamental activity that can trigger pure devotional service. That means we also understood today, by purifying our tongue, by purifying our mind, right? By once we achieve the higher taste, the mundane taste goes away. Right? The mundane taste goes away when we achieve higher taste. So please make use of this opportunity to get your higher taste as soon as you can. Till then, Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhyevacha, Paditanam Pavinebhyo, Vaishnavebhayo, Namo Namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Have a nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Gauranga.